G'day everybody, Blue here. Welcome back to Enshrouded and our new home, Wistful Fields. I believe that's what it's called. I can't exactly check it anymore because our home is blocking the icon for it. But anyway, between the previous episode and this one, I've been preparing quite a bit for a whole bunch of building that's probably going to occur this episode and the next one, and probably even the next one after that. We'll probably be spending quite a lot of time doing some building. And just to keep you guys in the loop of some of the things that I did do between episodes. So I sort of tidied things up here where the flame altar is located. So as you can see, it's sort of lifted up from the ground. Previously it was sort of sinking into it. I've also made the door to this space a little bit bigger. So instead of it being a door, now it's just a plain old archway. And yeah, it is looking pretty nice. I am not entirely sure if I'm going to spend too much more on, you know, revamping the little structure that the altar is going to live in. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm sort of thinking that I want to keep all of the natural sort of foliage and stuff going on it, and if I sort of fix it all up, I believe that might actually disappear. So yeah, we'll leave things as is. We might come back to this a little bit later. So let me talk to you about what we're going to do in terms of the build. Well, you know, we've got the farm area in the middle, and where possible, I might actually keep some of the farm, I guess, farming beds, if that's what we want to call it. I mean, they're not exactly just for flowers, right? So, and I might get rid of only some of them. So this side, for example, we might actually get rid of all of this, but we'll keep the stuff going on inside. Now, on this side, I might get rid of the beds and actually have like an actual field. We'll keep the tree here because that looks quite nice, but we'll have a field going on here to start growing things like barley and, you know, wheat and stuff like that, because I think we found something like that recently. Right, so the other thing is we've got a lot of dismantling to do, but we need to be very careful on what we dismantle. There are certain things which I have sort of done a bit of research on. There are certain things that cannot be obtained by crafting, like for example these shed-looking structures. So if we want to keep these, then we better sort of leave these as is. And yeah, there's like a few of them in the area which, you know, I would perhaps like to keep. So excuse me, we'll definitely be keeping certain things, but dismantling other things, like for example these things. Those are probably structures that the Vuka had made when they were occupying this place. So we'll get rid of some of these things. And another thing that is worth mentioning as well is the fact that I have upgraded the altar to the maximum level, the maximum build range. So I assume you can't extend it further from what it is currently. So that gives us a lot of space to work with. I don't know if I really needed all of that space, to be honest, but I did it anyway. And that's going to prevent anything from spawning within a decent proximity. It also gives us the ability to build stuff down that way. So if I sort of quickly show you where the limit is. Yeah, it's all the way down there. So what we could potentially be doing is we might build a few things to the side of the cliff to try and, you know, allow us to get up here a little bit faster from down there. So for example, you know, we can, you know, put down all of those grappling hooks and stuff. So, but anyway, let's continue on with dismantling, because that's essentially the first thing that needs to get done before we do anything else. This cart I will leave because that looks quite nice. Get rid of that. And let's see, other stuff around here. Yeah, this I might dismantle. I'm not sure yet. There are some beehives and stuff in the area, and unfortunately those beehives are within the build range, which means that once we do harvest these things, then they're pretty much going to be gone forever. Yeah, I believe maybe there might be some more stuff out this way. Yeah, we do have the build range coming out all the way out here. If we do want copper though, so luckily it doesn't reach the copper, and we can probably get copper quite regularly from here, but that's not really that important because we know other locations to try and get copper anyway. But yeah, let's actually farm stuff. And yes, these are not going to reappear, obviously. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should just leave that till the end, because I'm probably not going to be doing too much farming anytime soon. But I will grab whatever's in here, though, because we are dismantling stuff from here. And I guess that's a good segue into why we're dismantling some of these things, because one of the additional structures that I'm going to make is going to be sitting here. So the idea is the existing structure is going to be our own home, and I'm going to add a second story to it. I'm also going to extend the home probably out to this side, and also perhaps maybe a smaller extension on this side as well, on the front. And yeah, I'm thinking of expanding even more space inside the soil. So we might actually dig not just the cellar, but like a few different rooms, and we'll have certain sections of the building sort of jutting out towards this side. And yeah, we'll hopefully have like some nice sort of balconies and stuff like that going out there as well. So that's the idea anyway, but we do also have this section here, which I feel should be another structure where we're going to keep, I would say, all the guys are going to be here, purely because I feel like over that side, this structure is going to be a lot closer to the farm, and therefore I'm going to have the farmer reside here, so she can, you know, walk out of the door and pretty much tend to the farm immediately. And then there's the hunter, who is going to be operating out of here, and I'm thinking maybe there's going to be like a secret door or something like that that'll come out this way for the hunter to go in and out of. And yeah, blacksmith and carpenter, Balthy, and I forget the guy's name, the weirdo who likes to talk in riddles and stuff. He's going to also be in this structure here. We might also perhaps build it so that we can have like some hidden rooms sort of go into the side of the mountain here. And yeah, I guess if I'm being like, I know this is all very ambitious, guys. I'm just talking about ambition here, but perhaps maybe we can have like a little sort of watchtower jut out of the mountain. That way we can sort of scout out different locations, and, you know, like if we're talking about defending the location, then having a scout sort of building on top of the mountain to be able to see whether or not, you know, certain armies are moving from one side of the region to a next. You'll be able to easily spot that from a very, very high vantage point. That's the idea anyway, guys, so sorry, a lot of talking. Let's continue with our work. Alright, so this is looking good. I don't mind getting rid of the fences, I think, because these fences I should be able to rebuild. But perhaps maybe it might be something that we should be a little bit careful with. So let me fast travel back home and let me just have a look at the fencing options that we have. And if I can just build some of my own. Okay, we've got too much stuff in the backpack, apparently. It's fair. Yeah, I have also been busy making stuff, guys. As you can see, I've got a lot of construction materials, and that's normally not something that I carry with me constantly, but this time around I'll be carrying all this stuff because I don't really know what materials we're really going to be using and all of that sort of stuff. I have a general idea of the aesthetic that I'm trying to go for, but yeah, we'll sort of start building and we'll sort of play around with things as we go. And yeah, probably going to have to come back here to, you know, just play around with building more blocks when we need it. So things are looking good. Let me get to building those fences again. So it's a crude wooden fence. And if I just take that out. Yeah, okay, so it is actually a different look, isn't it? So we do need to be a bit careful on that. And I believe the fencing that's available from the carpenter is also a different style. Yeah, okay. There's only the one type of fence that we can make at the moment. I believe there are perhaps other types of fences as well. You know, iron fences and stuff that you can get as well, but nothing that matches what we currently have out in the build site. So okay. So that sort of puts a spanner in the works, because I was hoping to be able to just fix the fences to what we want it to be. But we might have to sort of work around the fences that are available. Yeah, I suppose these fences, we could get rid of them and just like place like our own. But surprisingly, these fences look better than the ones that we've made. So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep them where we can. But yeah, I think the fencing on this side is probably going to have to go though, because otherwise we won't really have much space for the home. I mean, who knows, I might end up like just completely destroying all of the fences and just using our own fencing. Okay, so let's go back to building. And yeah, I'm gonna start with the hunter and farmer's residence first. Gonna try and keep the trees where they are for now, because I don't really know if the structure is going to take up that space or not. It might. I guess trees are not really too much of an issue though. So if you think about it, the trees are like, you can grow them, right? So it's not like the end of the world. I'm just gonna use the rough stone blocks to just carve out spaces if I need to carve things out. But yeah, let's go with this size, and yeah, the idea is I want to just lay down a foundation of where I think the house is going to be. I'm just trying to excuse me. I'm just trying to think of whether or not there's there needs to be a pathway here. We could use a pathway, which means perhaps maybe I want to do something like that. But yeah, so the idea is we could sort of do something like that and then remove, and that would get rid of the soil, right? So I probably want to do that with some larger blocks as well. Oh, I've ran out of material in terms of rough stone. So let me actually switch that to, what do I have tons of? Weathered stone blocks, maybe we'll go with that. Yeah, and that should sort of cut things for us. I might actually not have enough materials for a whole bunch of stuff. Like even that's not enough. I need maybe this. Remove that. Alright, so there's a little bit of soil here sort of moving upwards, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna just remove all of this once more. And I sort of want to now decide what materials I want to use for the base. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Using the half-timbered block. I sort of need to compare all of our options. City wall block. City wall block looks pretty cool. Definitely not going to be using the bone blocks anytime soon, guys. I don't think we're going for that kind of look. Fancy stone. Interestingly, a lot of these things, they're not they're not really giving us the same material that you would get on the like sides. If you were to convert these pieces into walls, I think it'll look a lot different. Let me actually go home, and we do want to have a sleep because we need all the light that we can get if we're going to be building properly. I mean, there is also going to be the matter of dismantling all of the stuff that we've got going at our current home. Yeah, this one I'm not a fan of. I do like the idea of having like floorboards, but stone seems alright as well. I can't remember if this was the fancy stone. I think it could have been. Yeah, okay. Doesn't look so fancy though. But again, as I said, if you were to sort of make that into walls, that's what it would look like. So that's definitely out. This is... I can't remember. I think that is just the rough stone. Yeah. So we'll leave rough stone there for the moment. Yeah, that's the rough cut one already. City wall, we've got that already. Rough wood blocks. I don't think I'm gonna go with that. Regular stone blocks. Looks decent. Weathered stone. Actually, that's not a bad look. And then there's refined stone. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of refined stone. Refined wood? Fried brick. And back to the fancy stone. Okay, so these are our options. I quite like what we've got going on here. I think that's the city wall blocks. So I think that's what we're going to do with the floor. We'll get rid of everything else. Yeah, luckily you do just get your materials right back when you do this sort of stuff. I'm gonna have to probably make a bit more. Yeah, so city wall blocks is what I need. Let's get going. In fact, I wonder if there's or actually, I was sort of thinking if I want to just bring my my work table out to the new base, but probably not the best thing right now, because that means I would have to bring all of my materials out here as well. So it was the city wall blocks, right? I think so. Hang on. Yeah, city wall blocks. So let's go with this. And ingredients are actually pretty easy to source, so I'll do quite a few more And yeah, we'll see if we can complete, at the very least, the floor of this structure. And then the walls, well, we can sort of make a decision on what we want to do for the walls after that. Whether or not we go with the city wall blocks or something else. So from here, we also want to think about how we're going to make a space down below. Where the stairwell is going to be. I'm sort of just trying to think of how wide that needs to be. I don't think it needs to be like 4 meters wide. Possibly 3 meters might be a good amount. Okay. Getting there, getting there. Just need to make sure that this is a space that we reserve to go down into the next room underneath us. But then there's also going upstairs as well. So yeah, we'll have to sort of plan for that. Gonna see if I can switch to maybe a bigger piece like this. Okay, the complicated bit's going to be how do we make sure that we're cutting just the right amount. So that's also a bit difficult. Alright, so let me go back to the 4 meter pieces and hopefully we'll be able to sort of do what we need to do here if we're just very careful. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. I also want to see if I can just do that as a bit of a guide. Okay, that didn't pan out. Yes, snapping can be a little bit finicky. Okay. So, I think we've sort of carved out roughly how deep we want to go, though for some reason this wall seems to be a little bit off. So I do have a bit of a gap compared to this side. So something's going on. Okay, so we've got how many 4x4 tiles? 1, 2, 3, so we sort of want the same amount of space on that side. So, strangely, when I undo, I seem to be losing some of my materials. I don't actually get it back. I don't know if that's a bug or what the deal is. But yeah, I've just lost a whole bunch of my half-timbered blocks. It's not great. I've got more rough stone. I could use that. I'm gonna need to maybe put something to stand on here to try and get back outside. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3.5 on this side. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, I realize I'm using all sorts of different types of materials here, and I will be replacing all of this a little bit later. I'm just sort of wanting to be able to at least plan the shape of this room with some of these pieces. That way it won't be so difficult to deal with when I actually use the material that I want. Okay. Not bad. Gonna need to have a sleep though. Getting a little bit too dark, so let's head off. I may as well make more of the city wall blocks, because I'm gonna need to replace the floors at the very least. The walls I'm still not entirely sure of, guys, whether or not we want to go with the city wall walls or if we want a different type of wall. I do quite like the look of the half-timbered block though. And I'm a little bit annoyed that we've managed to lose quite a lot of it. Half-timbered blocks. Ah, we need some clay, which I did actually just put away. Yeah, I swear the undo actions actually eat up some of your materials. Yeah, I've got no rough stone blocks left to do like a big foundation piece. So I'm gonna have to switch to something else. Perhaps maybe I should be using things that are not going to cost me so much. So I'm gonna go back and make more of the rough stone pieces, because I mean, I think they only need stone. Rough stone blocks, only stones. Yeah, we'll take that, and I want to sort of just experiment a little bit here, because if I put that in, so now I've got 791. If I remove that, and then I go undo. Yeah, okay. It's exactly as I thought, because we would have had more. Let's try that once more. I know I'm wasting a little bit of material here, but if I remove that, then undo. Yeah, I've got less material now. Frustrating. Well, I've learnt the hard way. Just means that if we are going to carve stuff out using materials, I just should be using the rough stone blocks, because that's going to be the easiest thing to replace. Unless I'm missing something, guys, and if you know if I'm missing something completely about the building mechanic, let me know. Yeah, it seems to be okay if we simply, you know, remove things normally. But it's not okay with us undoing stuff. Brilliant. The walls, well, we're still not entirely sure about what we're doing with the walls just yet. Okay, so we should play around with what the walls are going to look like. I'm sort of still thinking about whether or not I want to extend this space even further, because this does look like a very tight space, doesn't it? Because don't forget, we also want to make sure that we're keeping all of the tools and stuff like that for the relevant people. Oh yes, there's a awfully big hole here, which is not great. I think I can put like terrain blocks here, right? Yeah. I need more stones to achieve that. Alright, I'll come back to that. But now, we sort of need to decide what kind of walls we want. And I definitely want like a stone sort of structure on the bottom section. So yes, we've got plenty of the half-timbered block, but I think that's probably a good thing for the second story. Oh, okay. Right. Weathered stone has the has like these bone like trimmings like that. So not sure if it's the best. Regular stone blocks. Okay. Has a little lip there. Could be interesting. So that would be the city wall blocks. It has these strange sort of viney things going on, which I can't say I'm a fan of. Roughly cut stone blocks. Yeah, okay, that doesn't look too bad. Again, has a bit of a lip sort of thing going on down the bottom. Definitely not using the bone blocks. We have been using the rough stone blocks, and I don't mind it. I think it certainly has a place. If you're trying to achieve a certain aesthetic. Fancy stone blocks. I like the interior that this gives. Or we can go with straight up fried brick. Or refined stone blocks. Yeah, a little bit ornate on the top section there. Which I'm guessing is the same for these types of pieces as well. Yeah, okay. Alright, so a very interesting choice. But a difficult choice nonetheless. I'm thinking it should either be... Oh, the weathered one looks alright as well, doesn't it? Weathered stone blocks or fancy stone blocks, I reckon. I just don't know if I can make more fancy stone blocks easily. But we'll find out. Ah, it's such a tough choice, guys. I'm not entirely sure what would look really good. I think I'm leaning for the fancy stone. I'm just gonna experiment a little bit more with also using like the half timbered pieces on top. Because that is sort of the look that I want to try and go for. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, does it? Yeah, sort of like that. Alright. Which means that I'm gonna need to make some more fancy stone block. Because I'm gonna use the fancy stone block down here as well. So definitely need a little bit more. So let me go home. And let me just take a look at what is required. We need limestone and wood planks. Wood planks we have plenty of, actually. Limestone is not difficult to get. Provided we just go out to the new area that we've come across, which I've already forgotten the name of. But yeah, we've got a few more blocks. Let me just go back and let's see if we can continue by adding some of the walls. But for all I know, guys, I feel like maybe we might need to add to the build over on this section. Maybe I do need to get rid of this tree. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting aesthetic there. But maybe no. It's not exactly what we're going for. Let me change to maybe one of these instead. Okay, ran out already. So I'm gonna need to fetch some limestone. Probably finish up this section. Yeah, looking good. Stairs. Stairs. I could potentially use like refined wood. Give it a little bit of a different material. I did also say that I wanted to actually have the stairs go into like 3 deep instead of 4. Which means that I might need to sort of fix a few things up here. So we're using the city wall blocks, right? Might need to just add a little bit over here. Yeah, that looks better. So oh my god, it is so dark. It gets so dark so quickly. Alright, and I'm just sort of looking at the time here, but I feel like this might also be the episode for now, guys. And as you can see, that is sort of the pace that we're looking at for the next several episodes. I could actually mix in some exploration in between, but I feel like compared to, you know, Valheim, I feel like exploring is actually a little bit more of an ordeal in this game. It's like you actually have to invest like almost an entire hour or so, which is roughly the length of our episodes, to try and get anywhere of interest. So yeah, if anything, we could mix things in with hitting up a few question marks that we know are very, very accessible while we're doing this build. But yeah, it is going to be quite slow, and I feel like we're going to have to be a little bit meticulous with stuff. Let me try to get just our stairs in. I'm sort of hoping that we can sort of achieve what we want to achieve. This looks alright, although I sort of want to have like a bit of a landing on the side here and then come back down that way. But yeah, as you can see, we probably also need a little bit more of the city wall floors. We go with that, and yeah, I mean, that's sort of what I'm going for. Hang on. That's actually incorrect. I do want that. Seawall block. There we go. Yeah, that sort of looks good. We need to sort of get the walls in and stuff, but I'll do that in the next episode, guys. I sort of just wanted to get that little section in, if we could. But yeah, I'm gonna take the liberty of making myself some of the materials that we're going to be using, and I might also take the opportunity to sort of fix up the walls down here, and also fix up the soil that's sort of becoming a bit of a problem, and creating like these gaps that we can see. I think once we get the walls in though, we might find that it's not as prominent, but I'll do a bit of fixing up between episodes as much as I can, and then we can sort of move on to other stuff. Like, for example, we could end up like doing some decorating and stuff like that instead of doing more building. But yeah, we'll see how we go on that front. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. If you did, leaving that like on the video obviously helps, so drop that down below. Aside from that, keen on hearing some advice from you guys, or any requests, or any comments that you have, obviously leave it down below as well. Aside from that, stay true. I'll see you guys in the next one.